At first, they thought it was harmless. A teddy bear. Small, soft, about the size you'd expect to find tucked beneath a child's arm. It walked on its own. It hummed sometimes. It waved. And then it started to build. Tonight, we're talking about one of the most deceptively disturbing anomalies in the SCP Foundation archives. Not a god, not a demon, not a monster with claws and teeth, but something far worse. This is SCP-1048. Welcome back, witches and wanderers, to the Morbid Witch Podcast. I'm your host, Kari, and tonight we're stepping out of myth and folklore and into modern horror. The SCP Foundation exists in that strange, liminal space between science fiction, cosmic horror, and internet folklore. And among its thousands of contained anomalies, few unsettle people the way SCP-1048 does. Because Builder Bear doesn't chase you. It doesn't scream. It doesn't threaten. It creates. And what it uses to create is where the horror begins. SCP-1048 is described as a small, animated teddy bear, approximately 33 centimeters tall, constructed of standard cotton stuffing and synthetic fabric, visually indistinguishable from an ordinary toy, except for one detail: it is alive. It moves autonomously. It appears capable of understanding human speech. It displays curiosity, affection, and most disturbingly, creative intent. SCP-1048 was discovered wandering the halls of a Foundation facility after being mistaken for a child's lost toy. No breach alarms triggered. No containment failure recorded. It simply showed up. At first, researchers were almost charmed. 1048 would follow staff members, sit quietly during meetings, would wave at personnel, and hum softly while alone. It exhibited no hostility, no aggression, no anomalous emissions. Some staff members even reported feeling comforted by its presence, which, in hindsight, feels like the most unsettling detail of all. Because SCP-1048 wasn't just observing, it was learning. The first sign of trouble came when SCP-1048 disappeared for several hours. When it was found again, it wasn't alone. It had built something. A second teddy bear, similar in shape, similar in size, but wrong. The material composition was human. SCP-1048-A was constructed from severed human ears, cartilage, tissue, organic matter. When activated, SCP-1048-A emitted a high-frequency scream. Anyone within auditory range suffered intense pain, vertigo, hemorrhaging, and ruptured organs. Several staff members died. The bear itself did not attack. It simply screamed, and then it stopped functioning. Here's the part that makes SCP-1048 truly terrifying. It didn't build SCP-1048-A out of malice. It didn't do it out of hunger. It built it because it wanted to create. Foundation psychologists theorized that SCP-1048 mimics behaviors it observes, the way children do. It sees humans build, so it builds. It sees material being used, so it uses materials. It does not understand pain. It does not understand death. It only understands assembly, and it has no concept of wrong. After SCP-1048-A, containment procedures were tightened. No organic materials allowed near the entity. Constant observation. Restricted access. It didn't matter. SCP-1048 built again and again. One iteration used metal, wiring, internal components. Another incorporated hazardous chemicals and internal pressure systems. Each creation was more dangerous, more complex, more deliberate, as if SCP-1048 were refining its craft. One of the most disturbing creations was SCP-1048-C. This version was created using unidentified biological material, possibly harvested from within the facility, and never fully catalogued. It produced a constant, wet, grinding sound. Personnel reported nausea, migraines, hallucinations, and feelings of being watched. The bear did not scream. It breathed, and SCP-1048 watched it. What makes Builder Bear uniquely horrifying isn't what it does. It's how it does it. It doesn't hide. It doesn't flee. It doesn't resist containment. It waves. It hums. It approaches staff with open arms. It behaves like a child who doesn't understand why the adults are upset. And that raises a chilling question. If SCP-1048 truly learned to understand, would it stop? Or would it simply build better? SCP-1048 taps into several deep fears. The fear of corrupted innocence, the fear of creation without morality, the fear of intelligence without empathy, the fear of toys coming to life, and the fear that curiosity alone can kill. Builder Bear isn't evil. What makes it worse? It is a mirror of human behavior stripped of conscience. We build, so it builds. We experiment, so it experiments. We justify harm in the name of progress. And SCP-1048 simply follows suit. SCP-1048 remains contained. It is monitored constantly, denied access to materials, observed but not interacted with unnecessarily. And yet, Foundation files end with an unsettling note. SCP-1048 continues to demonstrate interest in human anatomy. Containment remains ongoing. Threat level encourage re-evaluation. Builder Bear is still learning. SCP-1048 reminds us that horror doesn't always come from rage or hatred. Sometimes it comes from curiosity. from imitation, from the simple desire to create without understanding the cost. A teddy bear that wants to build and will use anything it can find. Thank you for listening to the Morbid Witch podcast. If you enjoyed tonight's descent into modern horror, be sure to follow the show wherever you listen, and share it with someone who loves unsettling stories as much as you do. Until next time, stay strange, stay spooky, and remember, the shadows are always watching.